Now scrolling down to the energy side of the business, here's energy storage deployments, batteries deployed, and this did grow year over year, 260 megawatts, up from 229, but that 14% growth, way slower than we wanted. We're expecting, Tesla's guided for 50% growth here. They did not update that guidance, and this was really related to the COVID-19 crisis. Harder to install projects, harder to actually get that done. If we look at solar deployment, also a very weak quarter. This is supposed to be up 50%. This year was actually down sequentially from 54 in Q4, and down as well from 47 megawatts in Q1 2019 to just 35 megawatts. And the big reason for this, they explained on the conference call that they can build 1,000 solar roofs per week. They can actually produce them. The demand is there. People actually want 1,000 solar roofs per week. But how do you install that many? You need about 1,000 installing teams, installing about 1 solar roof per week. That install process is really what is, the Achilles heel of the ramp of that product. And additionally, this illness 19 crisis, it was closed to get permits, shelter in place order. It was harder to, install a bunch of these solar roofs later in the quarter, and that hurt this number. Although even so, that was only in late March. I am assuming they stacked a bunch of those sales and installs in late March for the solar roof because the weather's better. That's when they're doing it. But still, to see just the past 3 weeks of the quarter, I don't know. This is a weak number, a disappointing number in terms of solar deployments, but this is still so early that hopefully this continues to ramp and it isn't a big deal over time. Here they give us an update on the energy business. Megapack is gaining traction. They've seen an increase in utility level storage projects. This is good. Order book is expanding. Multiple projects in the pipeline bigger than Hornsdale, which was a $70 million plus revenue bump, largest battery in the world. So we're talking about couple $100 million projects in the works. This is really, really exciting. And they have also seen cross-selling within the energy business as more than 40% of residential solar customers opt for at least one Powerwall. In Q1, we have installed our 100,000th Powerwall. Huge excitement there for Tesla. But I mean, this is a little bit disappointing to me. Once again, they're always talking about the backlog, how much excitement there is in energy storage, batteries, how many people want them. But yet revenue in energy storage deployed in megawatt hours only up 14% year over year, way below the 50% guidance. Something just doesn't add up here. And they did say on the conference call, Drew gave really interesting clarity. It's and Pierre Farragut actually asked this, I'm getting a little ahead, but he basically was like, what's the deal? You keep hyping up this growth rate. Why haven't we seen that inflection point since you're really just constrained by supply of battery cells? And Drew has a really interesting answer. That's when you're building a car, there's a ton of different components to the cost besides the battery. Storage product, it's pretty much just the battery. And they've been really constrained on cells. And he's basically on Battery Investor Day, we're going to give you an answer on how we're thinking about these resources and allocating them to the energy storage business. And that'll give you more clues on when that will ramp and sort of hit its stride, because many of us have been like, when is this going to happen? Elon, you keep hyping up the storage business, but the growth isn't there. So but I do also think that the way the cross-selling, 40% of residential solar customers opt in to get a Powerwall, this is huge. And long-term, I think Tesla's customer acquisition cost for these incremental energy products is going to be nothing, and they're going to be extremely profitable, lucrative things in the long term. Moving to the solar roof, significant milestone. They produce 1,000 a week, or 4 megawatt hours, enough for 1,000 homes. They're getting a bunch of new installers on to ramp this. Like I said, the big crux here is they can't install these quickly, but I do think Elon has said that by the end of this year, I believe, he wants to hit a run rate of installing about 1,000 a week on a normalized seasonally adjusted basis. And just to put some quick math on that, a $40,000 roof times 1,000 roofs a week times 52 weeks a year, we're looking at over $2 billion in annualized revenue run rate for the solar roof product. And it sounds like this is coming quickly. It's just about figuring out how they can actually install that.